Hey everyone, it's Neil Patel, and today's another day of Email Marketing Unlocked, where I teach you how to go from 0 to 50,000 subscribers. In today's lesson, we're going to be talking about testing and tweaking. Iterating your email marketing starts with your contacts, and there's really 5 steps, and I'm just going to quickly go over the 5 steps, and then we're going to go in depth on what you really need to do to tweak and test so that way you can maximize your revenue from email marketing. Step 1 is understand your products, services, and how they're really being used. That way, you can figure out what messaging you need to put to maximize your sales. 2, you need to get feedback from customers. They may be happy with what you're doing, they may be sad, they may be unsatisfied, and this feedback will help you tweak and make things better. Then you want to go into identifying your customer base on demographics, psychographics, behavior, environmental factors, and more. This allows you to segment out your list and send people messages based on what they are really looking for versus something that's generic to all your contacts. Step 4, be sure to always keep your customer profiles up to date. You don't want to be sending people emails to their old email address or to bounces or to people who don't want your emails. And then you want to survey your customers again to gain insights on changing habits, preferences, and interests, so that way you can keep up with the latest trends that are happening in the world. So now let's dive into the specifics. How do you develop relationships with lead nurturing? Well, email's all about that one-on-one relationship. You can put the person's first name in the email. That helps. You can develop that bond between that prospect or that person in your contact list by using words like you or I within your email copy. Helps build that deeper connection. By segmenting, you can also make your emails more personalized. By having that story within your brand, that also helps as well. In addition to that, there's a lot of technical housekeeping that you need to do to maximize your email efforts. For example, you're going to have errors, and these errors could be solved in many different ways. And the errors could exist in many different formats depending on the type of emails you're sending. For example, if you have a welcome email, are you giving them a freebie? Because if your open rates are really slow or people are unsubscribing, maybe you're not giving someone any value in the welcome email. Or your activation emails isn't really providing any value. Or when you're doing marketing emails, you're just selling and you're not educating enough. Or if people are on your list for a long time and they slowly stop opening up your emails, you may not have any retention emails or reactivation emails. These are all things to consider when you're sending out emails. In addition to that, you'll find that emails over time go into spam. Are you getting spam complaints? If so, adjust your emails because they may feel that your emails are too aggressive or too quote unquote spammy. Or are you sending emails to people who don't want them? Because if that's the case, even if they don't unsubscribe, if they don't open up your emails and they ignore them, it starts causing your emails to go into spam box, not just for them, but for everyone. And that's why you want to clean your list on a regular basis. And that's really how you bypass the spam filter. You don't send emails to people who aren't opening them. If you send an email to someone 4 times, they don't open any of them, stop sending them more emails in the future. And that's why your audience may not be receiving any of your emails, because if you keep sending them emails, you'll find that Gmail and Outlook are notoriously known for putting all emails in spam boxes, or majority, if you continually send emails to people who don't want them. And I also recommend that you look at your lists, clean it on a regular basis. You don't use misspelling. You don't use spammy words like free in all caps in the subject line. All these things can really hurt your deliverability. Check for hard bounces too, because if an email hard bounces, that email probably doesn't exist or it's no longer available, so remove them. Check for soft bounces, that's temporarily, so maybe you stop sending them emails for a few weeks and then maybe it fixes itself over time. In general, your email tool that you use, no matter which one you use, pretty much all of them have reporting. So view the reporting, view the segmentation, view what's working from subject lines to the call to actions. And this will give you an idea of what you should do more of and what you should do less of. I also recommend that you create personas, because when you create personas and when you see these patterns and you create personas based off the patterns that you're seeing, you can identify different personas, track them, and not in a sleazy or creepy way, but nonetheless you can track them, segment them, and then send them specific offers to maximize your conversion rate. Because There's many different personality types. What my wife wants to see in an email in many cases is going to be different than what I want to end up seeing. But at the same note, we both love seeing sales. I also recommend creating a predictive model, right? And here's what I mean by that. If you have lists within your email tool, and with these lists, for example, I have a list of all past buyers. I know that if I email out my past buyers for anything new, my conversion rate and revenue is through the roof because 20% of my new purchases tend to come from past buyers. So I really treat that list like it's gold because it's an easy way for me to generate more and more revenue. And you can start building out some modeling every time you're creating new offers on, hey, if I email this list, here's my average conversion rate, here's average revenue, and this is how much sales I'm going to get, which then helps make your business more predictable. And then you can use this data to figure out where you should invest. And that's why I do things like monitor my click-through rate, my conversion rates, my open rates, because it all gives me an idea on, hey, what to expect from my emails. And if you notice things like your open rate going down, I recommend that you go and try a different strategy. If you're using the same concept that's worked for you for years, but it slowly stops working, it's probably because your list is getting used to it and you want to try something new. For example, you could try to send an email that's related to a trend or a news event, and that could increase your open rates. So what is a good open rate or click-through rate? Well, with companies of 1 to 10 employees who sent 16 plus campaigns or emails in a month, medium open rate was 35% and click-through rate was 7%. Now, if you're a much bigger company, you're going to see your rates slowly decline because over time you probably have bigger lists from what we're seeing versus companies who have much smaller employee count. They tend to have smaller lists that tend to be engaged, but as your list gets bigger and bigger, usually you'll see your rates drop down. And to track all of this, if your email tool doesn't give you what you need, you can also use Google Analytics, set up campaigns with there, use the UTM tracking variables, so that way you can track everything in Google Analytics as well. I also recommend that you A/B test some of your emails. All the tools out there have this feature. Try different subject lines, call to actions. It'll give you an idea of what's working and what's not working. And my favorite strategy is email marketing retargeting. And what I mean by that is if I send someone an email and they open it, I can remarket them around the web and show them banner ads for my products and services to really try to bring brand awareness, bring education, and eventually convert them into a customer. And that's why I really love email marketing retargeting or email retargeting, because it's one of the highest conversion rates that we've seen. And you can even show email ads through Gmail now. Believe it or not, there's ads that you can show people within their Gmail inbox. I know we covered a lot within this lesson. I want you to go to neilpatel.com/training and click on Email Marketing Unlocked. Go to week 2, lesson 2, and I want you to download these cheat sheets and workflows. It'll help you get things through, so in that way you can maximize the revenue you're generating through email. If you enjoyed this lesson, like it, share it, tell other people about it, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.